Namaste to all of you. The subject for today is Dharma to Karma. Both are Sanskrit words derived during the Vedic philosophy, in the philosophy of Vedas, in the philosophy of ultimate knowledge, in the subject of spiritualism in India. An ancient philosophy going back thousands of years, over 5,000 of years. Now, according to that philosophy, Dharma meant the universal code of righteousness. The universal code of righteousness. How to lead your life towards nature and towards the universe in a righteous manner. And karma is a course of action in thoughts, words, and deeds, signifying cause is equal to effect or action is equal to reaction. Both the opposites are equal to each other. And according to the Vedas, you need not renounce anything in life in order to evolve, transcend, and transform. Nor do you have to go to any isolated place, leaving the society, the family, the friends, or anything. You need not do that. So they laid down 4 purusharthas of life, 4 requisites of life, 4 goals of life, 4 aims of life, which they referred to as Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, like I said, stood or stands for righteousness. And broadly righteousness, though of course it has many other meanings. And one of the main is how to live righteously. In religion, religiously. Dharma is also taken as religion. So there are many meanings, but the broader frame is in a righteous manner, in a religious manner, for the sake of religiosity, in religiousness. In religiousness. So Dharma. Artha is economic prosperity. Righteously. And third, Kama, desires in a righteous manner. Fourth, if you do all these 3 righteously, you automatically go into Moksha. There's no need to make any effort to go into liberation, Moksha. Liberation from any self-enlightenment or any transcending, because you have already transcended through your thoughts, words and actions. Living life righteously, where moksha or liberation comes naturally. Like for example, if you cut a piece of cloth, say in 4 pieces, when you cut the first, the second and the third, the fourth automatically, naturally is there. It all depends how you do it, how righteously what you wanted and you have cut. So it's like that. The fourth is very natural. Fourth is very natural, which automatically comes. So the 4 purusharthas were actually meant for the God within us. Because according to the Vedas, the creator and creation is the same. It's not two. There is no duality. Advaita Vedanta clearly says all that exists is one. all that exists is one. So there is no duality. Creator and creation is the one. It was for the gods because we as individuals reflect as God in a potentiality. And how? What is God then? God is that supreme ability of energy, that supreme ability which is absolute in totality, non-dual, eternal, infinite, limitless, and unchanging, that which never changes, but however within which all subset energies, physical, chemical, mental, nuclear, electrical, all sorts of energies appear and disappear into the nothingness of this universe. So the supreme ability, when it enters the individual mind, it has the ability, it settles in the silent zone of the mind, the unconscious zone of the mind, the thoughtless zone of the mind. It settles there, which is referred also to as the soul. It settles there and it enables the mind to become aware, conscious, and experience life. So that divine within is making the mind aware of its potentiality, which is equivalent to that art thou. And this is how righteously we are supposed to follow the four Purusharthas in order to transform in divinity towards that divine. So this is how the Vedas explain to us our rightful duties. But however, as we know, this is not the case. In this world of ours today, I would say in this material world of ours today, nobody is concerned about the actual spirituality or the spiritualness or the rightfulness or the right way that we are supposed to follow. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. We are not concerned. Everything is going honky-dory, haywire. And most of us are living in anger, anxiety, and anguish in materiality. So, how do we practice these four Purusharthas? I think is more relevant than what I've just spoken to explain the meaning and the purpose behind Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, first is, I would say, be conscious of your thoughts, words and action, because the mind, as it is said, works over 98% in the subconscious mechanical manner below consciousness in auto mode. It's not conscious of what it is doing or what it is thinking. It's not conscious. It is mechanical, like any mechanical machine. So, be conscious. Be sensitive towards everything that is around. Be very sensitive. From an ant to an elephant, be sensitive to everything that nature has provided to us. Don't be sentimental to only a few. Be sensitive. And third, awaken the soul, which is lying dormant within. Because the soul contains that purity, that non-duality, that divine within. Whereas we are only concerned with the body and mind and we don't even know what the soul is. So awaken that soul. Awaken that soul. Discover who you are beyond body and mind, because you are not body and mind, which we presume wrongly and think ourselves to be body and mind and its thoughts. We are not. We can read our mind, we can know our body, we can know our mind, we can direct our mind, we can cultivate our mind. That means it is our mind. We are not body and mind. Discover who you are beyond the body and mind. And furthermore, explore that truth within. Within. That truth within, meaning that intelligence, that unique intelligence which you have, that is the truth within. That unique intelligence which makes you unique out of over 7.5 billion people living in this world. Explore that rather than imitating and copying others, gossiping about them, narrating them all the time. Explore that truth within. It is extremely important. And always remember, artha and kama, the economic prosperity and desires, which sums up your body and mind. Which sums up your body and mind. If you do not do it righteously, if you do not do it in a dharmic manner, with dharma, in a righteous manner, it becomes self-destructive, as it is self-evident today. We are self-destructive. We are destroying everything around, from ourselves to nature to the planet Earth. So, dharma, righteousness, is very important. Artha, let's come down to the next. Artha. Artha provides that joy. It is that foundation of dharma and kama. Because in order to be righteous and in order to fulfill your desires, economic prosperity is essential. Money is essential. Money has become a medium like air and water. It's become an essential requisite of life. Like air and water is, without money, neither can you go to a temple, nor can you go to a church, nor can you afford to be righteous all the time. Everything goes haywire without money. You're nothing. I fully agree that money brings in that happiness. Yes, money brings in that happiness, but excess of money brings self-destruction. So contentment brings in that evolvement, that wisdom, that transformation. It is only after being content. But that does not negate the essentiality of money. Money, earth, economic prosperity is necessary, is essential for your growth initially, and gradually you grow out of it. You become content. Anything in obsession, anything. Whether in eating, whether in sleeping, whether in drinking, whether doing anything in excess is bad. And so is money. So is money. It starts becoming counterproductive after a certain extent. It starts going into wrong direction, into a disorder, because money is a flow of energy which goes in entropy, in disorder. So economic prosperity brings that joy in life. And what I tried to say was, you should never run after money. Money should run after you. That should be your philosophy. Do not run after money. Money should run after you. And whatever work you do to earn economic prosperity, it should be with full devotion, dedication, and passion. which shall bring economic prosperity to you. So let's go down to the third, karma. Karma relates to desires, because desire is the source of karma. That emotion. Desire is the source of that emotion. Sensuous desires, karma. It brings in that pleasure and delight in your life, which is also essential. It brings in that laughter, that happiness, which you do not see in monks and pandits. We're always serious, always suppressing their desires. No, let the desires flow. You be that witnesser. The soul is that witnesser. Just witness your mind as it flows in desires, so that it flows righteously, so long as it flows in Dharma. And Upanishad has beautifully said and made this phrase: as you desire, so is your will. As you will, so are your deeds. As is your deeds, so is your destiny. So destiny, agreed, is from the past, from situations and circumstances. But the present is for you to create. The present is for you to create. How you respond, how you react to your situations, to your circumstances, you make your destiny for the future. So, learn from the past, live for today, and righteously for the future. Karma is very essential for joyful existence. And karma is very essential. By mistake I said karma. Karma is very essential for your joyful existence. So let's come down to the fourth. The fourth is moksha. Now, moksha is treated in two manners, in two different ways. One is religiously. Religiously, how to liberate yourself from the cycle of birth and death in order to self-realize. In order to self-realize, referred to as reincarnation. And the second is liberating yourself from the incessant chatter of the mind, and how the mind makes you a slave, controls you. Instead of you controlling the instrument that you have, you get used by it. So, in moksha, how to liberate yourself from this chattering mind to make it still, dynamic, single-pointed, focused in dharma, in concentration, in dhyan, in contemplation, in meditation, in samadhi, where you are in stillness, So, either you go into the philosophy, which is not evidential, to gain freedom from the cycle of birth and death, which I do not understand. Either you go into that, which is philosophical. If you tell that to a Hindu, he will very strongly abide by the philosophy of reincarnation, how to get away from the cycle of birth and death. But if you ask, say, some other religion, or say to a Muslim, he will not agree to it. So, it is very controversial. It's a belief. So, freedom from the cycle of birth and death is one aspect of moksha, and the other aspect, which I firmly believe, is how to still your mind into peace and tranquility for the future. Learn from the past, live for today, and make your mind tranquil for the future in peace and shanti, in silence. So, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, please remember, are very important factors of your life. How to live in a righteous manner and not in a manner that will lead you towards self-destruction. Thank you very much for listening.